Well, hi everybody. We're going to talk about how to approach the program, writing the program for the dice rolling simulator. All right. Let's take a look at what it says. So, like the title suggests, this project involves writing a program that simulates rolling the dice. When the dice program runs, it will randomly choose a number between 1 through 6. Have the dice roll 100 times. The program will count if it is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. After rolling the dice 100 times, the program will output how many times each number was rolled. It then will ask if you'd like to roll again. Answer 1 for yes and 0 for no. So down here just tells you some of the things that we're going to need. Variables. We're going to use the random generator. We're going to need integers. We need a print. And we're going to use a loop, whether it's a for loop or a while loop. So first, as it suggests, let's take a look. It says you need to first analyze the problem. And the problem is it simulates rolling a dice. So we have this problem, rolling a dice, simulates rolling a dice. Well, the dice has a 1 through 6, all right, 6 sides. So things that we need, let's take a look. So first, as far as analyzing a problem, you start off with what you need to do. So we need to roll a dice. So we know we have to have variables for each of the dice that's rolled. So we need to be able to count each roll, right? It says count if it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or a 6. So we need variables for each side of the dice. We also need, it says right here, we need a for loop. So the for loop is going to make us, or give us the ability to roll the dice 100 times without us having to manually run the program 100 times. So some of the things we need a variable or variables for the different sides of the dice. So let's let's just click in here and talk about what we need here. So I need 6 variables. Okay, and those 6 variables could be called dice 1, dice 2, and I'm going to type these in and I'll pause and come right back. We also need, remember it says we need to randomly choose a number between 1 and 6, or 1 through 6. So I need to have a random variable, another variable in here for the random, and we're going to call it rand. That's for our random number. All right. And we also need to capture the input, right? So it says right here, it says then you should ask if you want to roll again, 1 for yes and 0 for no. So we need to be able to capture that. How do we capture input off the keyboard? We use input command. So we need, that has to be in there as well. And so the question is, we're going to ask when we're going to roll it again or not. So that's a yes or no kind of thing. So that's either if I'm going to roll it, something is true. If I'm not going to roll it, something's going to be false. So I need another variable, in this case a Boolean, for true or false. So let's say variable that represents the if rolling again. All right, I'm not getting any specifics right now. And you can call it anything you want. So that's going to become true or false. All right, and it's going to be true or false based on the question that you answer right here, right? So again, if you answer 1 for yes, you're going to make this variable true. If you answer no, you're going to make this variable false. All right, so your input would be something like, do you want to roll the dice? And you put that input, a 1 or a 2, into a variable, and then you're going to test that variable. And so there's two ways to test it. Use a conditional statement, but because this is a loop scenario, we can use a while loop. So we're going to use a while loop, while true. Okay, so whatever you put inside for is true. So whatever this variable is, while it's true. So the way this works in Python, I gave some examples up on the videos the other day. So take a look at the videos, and you should see one for the while loop as well as the for loop. So while this is true, you're going to want to run a for loop. And the for loop, so if it was x in range, again, this is, and then you're going to say 100. All right, that's going to be your for loop. So while this is true, they answered 1 for yes, you want to roll again. While this is true, you're going to go and do a for loop. Of course, these are not capitalized in Python. You're going to do a for loop, and then this value x is going to go through 100 times. And then you're going to pick a random number. Rand equals random ... So again, I'm not going to give you all the code here, but you're going to do rand equals whatever the random number is, 1 through 6, and then you're going to test that. So you're going to use a conditional statement. If rand equals 1, if that's true, then you're going to take the value of dice 1. Let's see, dice 1. We said plus equals, sorry about that, plus equals 1. That will add a value to dice 1. Anyways, pause here. And then the final piece of it, after you do, again, you're going to need multiple if statements to count whether the random number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. And then finally, you will have to print, the different, how many times dice 1 was rolled, how many times dice 2 was rolled. And don't forget, since these are numbers, you have to convert it to a string, which again, watch the 3 videos I have up on Google Classroom, which are linked to YouTube, to get a little more detail in the while loop and in the for loop and all the random information and the printing, the whole bit. You should be able to find what you need up there to give you more details. Well, that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed the video, and happy programming.